It's time now for the Peter Chill 11 o'clock news for this Monday, May 18th, 2015. Good evening, everybody. I'm Peter Wiggins. 11 o'clock news headlines. Your top story is early this month, Texas authorities had issued a bulletin to law enforcement agencies warning of increased violence between two rival biker gangs, blamed in a shootout outside a Waco, Texas restaurant that left 9 people dead. Thousands of Iraqi paramilitary fighters were mobilized for a fresh assault of the western province of Anbar on Monday, one day after the Islamic State militants overran the provincial capital Ramadi in a major strategic and symbolic blow. Elian Gonzalez, who spent months with his Florida relatives as a Cuban child at the center of an international custody dispute, said in an interview broadcast Monday that he would like to return to the United States for a visit. In Salvador, Colombia, a avalanche of mud debris rode through the alpine town of western Colombia before dawn Monday, killing at least 58 people in a flash flood and mudslide triggered by heavy rains. In Brussels, European leaders agreed on Monday to use naval forces to intercept and destroy ships used by smugglers of migrants from North Africa, a far more assertive attempt to combat the swell migration crisis that has led to dozens of deaths. When the Queen shook hands with Martin McGuinness, it was a historic moment for the relationship between Britain and Ireland. The two countries seek once troubled history will pass another striking milestone when the Queen's eldest son. Nearly 7 years after Congress instructed the nation's railroads to install an automatic speed control system by the end of 2015, the crush of the speedy and Amtrak train lessee get laid to bear the industry hurdles, regional rivalries, and often dismal economics. Billionaire investor Carl Icahn said on Monday that Apple Incorporated stock was still dramatically undervalued and it should be traded at $240, nearly double its current price. In Tokyo, the dollar hurled firm on Tuesday after U.S. bond yields jumped and the euro came under renewed pressure on persistent worries that Greece may miss debt repayments next month. The stock market crept to a record high in a quiet session on Monday as investors had little news to wait because most major companies have finished reporting first quarter results. In New York, the king of late-night American television, David Letterman, broadcast his final show Wednesday, ending a 33-year run of unpredictable caustic comedy that set him apart. The U.S. America's get too many tests to screen for common types of cancer. The American College of Physicians letting them stop as new clinical guidelines from the medical group include a litany of statistics that illustrate our obsession with cancer screening. An estimated 25 million to 45 million Americans suffer from irritable bowel syndrome or IBS, a gastrointestinal condition that can cause miserable symptoms. California lawmakers have advanced a bill that would allow so-called beer bikes to operate on streets but leave cities to decide if alcohol is allowed on board. Peter Chill News on 11:04. Time now for a travel report on this late Monday night here. And it shows smooth sailing highways, byways through England on this late Monday night. A few slow spots here. Route 3 up north on the southbound side of Route 3, slow from North Chelmsford Highway through the North Chelmsford stretch of Route 3, so expect a few delays. 120 on the southbound side, also from Linfield to Reading here. Mass back in the eastbound side, so from the Austin Brighton tolls, all the way out to Interstate 93. 93 and then the northbound side, so from Mass Ave all the way out to Government Center. And the on the way to 95 from Mass back to also. 120 on the southbound side, also from Route 9 to Highland Street in Needham. Intersection of 120 and 24 in Randolph on 24 north and 128 south. Slow. But otherwise, a smooth sailing commute here on this late Monday night here. And take a look at the MBTA alerts here. The ferries are looking good. The Commuter Rail is smooth sailing. And the subway system is looking good. Peter Channel News Time, 11:05. Time now for a weather report here. Current conditions here in North Massachusetts at 11 o'clock. 53 degrees. That's temperature overcast, guys. Humidity 89%. Wind speeds up about 3 miles an hour. Barometer 3.15 inches. Dew about 50 degrees. And a visibility of 10 miles an hour here. Alrighty. Let us take a look at our current conditions. Rain region here. 50 degrees out in Boston. 52 in Lawrence. It's 40 in Gloucester. It's 51 in Bedford. It's 56 in Pittsburgh. 59 in Worcester. 60 in Sturbridge. 58 in Webster. 53 in Norwood. It's 54 in Taunton and Plymouth. 50 in Provincetown, 53 in New Bedford, it's 50 in Falmouth, 47 in Chatham, 48 in Cape Cod Bay, 51 in Martford, and 44 in Nantucket, it's 50 in Block Island, Westlake, it's 54 in Smithfield, it's 58 in New York City, 57 in Islip, 52 in Montauk, 58 in New Haven, it's 57 in Denver, 55 out in Waterbury, 59 in Meriden, 16 in Hartford, 62 in Winslow, and in Springfield, Massachusetts, it's 64 in Athol, 67 in Greenfield, Massachusetts, 66 in North Adams, Massachusetts, it's 63 in Pittsfield, Massachusetts, 65 in Albany, New York, and Soda Springs, New York, it's 66 in Rome, Vermont, 61 in Bennington, 64 in Rutherford, Vermont, it's 63 in Lebanon and Keene, Hampshire, and 56 in Jefferson, Hampshire, 55 in Natchez, Hampshire, 48 in Portsmouth, Hampshire, 50 in Portland, Maine, 53 in Manchester, Hampshire, 52 in Concord, Hampshire, and 55 out of Locoya, New Hampshire here. Alright, take a look at the service map around the country. Shows station front from southwest of British Columbia, stretching it all the way down from Pacific Northwest and down for Utah, Colorado, merged with a cold front from New Mexico, stretching it in for Texas and stretching up in the mid-south region and up in the Ohio Valley and stretching up in the eastern Ontario and a station front up in the northern Quebec, merged with a pink front from western Quebec, stretching in the eastern Ontario with a low pressure right here around eastern Ontario here and low pressure in southern Illinois and a ridge of low pressure around the Rio Grande Valley from Arizona down to southwestern Mexico and the north central Mexico here. And we got low pressure western Kentucky and east central Ontario. And we got high pressure in the mid-south region off the New England coast and way off the Florida coast there. 45 degrees out of Minneapolis, St. Paul, 59 in Chicago, 81 in Washington, D.C., 75 in Atlanta, 80 in Miami, Florida, it's 82 in Brownsville, Texas, 81 in Dallas, Texas, it's 60 out of Kansas City, Missouri, 51 in Great Falls, Montana, Salt Lake City, Utah, 52 out in Denver, 69 in Albuquerque, Mexico, 63 in Los Angeles, 58 in San Francisco, and 76 out in Seattle, Washington here. Alright, let's take a look at our radar situation and show some few spotty little rain showers approaching St. Johnsbury in the next couple of minutes here. And a line of rain showers from Central Mount, Washington region, and southeast of Berlin, New Hampshire, and west central portions of Maine. But this is zooming out one spotty rain showers in stream north Maine, up in Fort Kent, and down for eastern portions of Quebec and western portions of New Brunswick here. But this is one batch of heavy showers from eastern Quebec, stretching from Quebec east to Montreal, and stretching in the northwestern portions of Vermont and up in upstate northeastern New York around the Lake Champlain Valley here. And another line of showers and storms from central New York State, stretching in for central Pennsylvania and stretching down for Baltimore, Washington corridor and down for west of Virginia and west-east central portions of Virginia and line of rain showers and storms from southeastern portions of Virginia here. A line of rain showers from west central and southwestern portions of Pennsylvania and spotty rain showers in the eastern portions of Ohio. A line of rain showers in the north central and southwestern portions of West Virginia, stretching into eastern Kentucky and Tennessee, down for western Virginia, and a line of rain showers and storms from eastern Charlotte, North Carolina, down for southwestern Raleigh, and south central portions of North Carolina here. And a line of rain showers from central and southwestern and southeastern portions of Georgia, and a line of rain showers in the north central Florida and around Gainesville, and spotty showers and storms from southwestern portions of Florida State here. And a line of rain showers and storms from southeastern Missouri, southwestern Illinois, and western portions of Kentucky here. And some spotty rain showers in western Wisconsin and up to east central Minnesota, north of the Twin Cities there, and a spot of snow showers around Duluth and northwestern Wisconsin and northeastern central Minnesota, and some spotty rain showers in western Quebec and down for eastern portions of Ontario, and a sleet and snow showers in the east central portions of Ontario, and some spotty snow showers in west central and southwestern portions of Ontario, and a lot of rain showers and storms from northeastern portions of Mexico, stretching in western Texas, and a lot of spotty showers around the Four Corner region, stretching in Nevada, up in the northern California, and up in the western and northeastern portions of Oregon, down for Idaho, down for western and southern portions of Wyoming, with a couple of inches of snow and sleet showers around the mountains of Colorado and around the Yellowstone Valley, and some spotty rain showers in western Washington Mountains and up in the southern portions of British Columbia here. A lot of rain showers in the eastern portions of British Columbia and some spotty rain showers around southeastern Alaska. And take a look at it. Satellite loop shows the land cost from eastern Quebec. Stretches down the eastern Great Lakes and down to Appalachians and then down to the Gulf States. And line of clouds from Mexico, stretching to Texas, and line of clouds coming from the Four Corner region up in the Central Rockies and stretch over the Pacific Northwest and down from northern and east central portions of California down to Nevada, and line of clouds from British Columbia here, and patch of clouds from eastern portions of North Dakota and up in the northern Minnesota and then up in the Ontario and up in the northern Quebec here. Alright, take a look at forecast discussion around the region here. Our cluster showers will move across the region mainly Tuesday morning and early afternoon before ending. Otherwise, a few strong thunderstorms possible late Tuesday afternoon and evening across interior southern New England, and that's associated with a cold front. Widely scattered showers and possible Wednesday, Friday, and Monday. But in general, dry, rubber, and seasonal temperatures are expected from midweek throughout early next week and near term until 6 a.m. Tuesday morning. 10 p.m. update. Only change of this update was to be more aggressive with patchy dense fog and stratus moving inland, especially for the first half of the night, later tonight, and especially toward morning. The surface ridge moves offshore. This shifts from winds from southeast to the south-southwest, along with surface pressures falling. This will allow subsidence and pressure to lift a bit and likely result in dense fog becoming more patchy toward morning and retreating back to the coast with some improvement inland. This will hold off on a dense fog advisory at the moment, but will continue to monitor overnight. And otherwise, forecasted tracking will be a mile a night, and the response on offshore foot and dew points rising in the 50s. Expecting tomorrow's highs to be in the 60s from coastal Maine and seacoast temperature on much of eastern Massachusetts and right down and down for eastern and eastern Connecticut and down for Long Island, while sea temperatures in the 70s for much of Vermont and New Hampshire and on central western Massachusetts and around Connecticut and New York City and points up in Albany, New York, and up to Sergio Springs there. And the timing of the storms there. Expect the showers to get to the Berkshires and eastern Capital District, New York by about 11 o'clock and then 1 a.m. 1 a.m. spotty showers and storms from western New Hampshire stretch then out of eastern Vermont and then out of the Berkshires and around southern New York, and then 3 a.m. The showers become more numerous as it approaches from New Hampshire to down for Springfield and around Hartford and around southwestern portions of Connecticut by about 3 a.m. and then 5 a.m. The line of showers and storms will make its way from eastern New Hampshire down through central Massachusetts up in the northeastern and central and southern portions of Connecticut here by about 5 a.m. and then 7 a.m. make its way towards the eastern Massachusetts around the Boston area, and the rain showers will be approaching southeastern Massachusetts, including here in Norton and Rhode Island by about 9 o'clock. And then it'll be lingering throughout the morning hours here and moving out here by about afternoon hours as one batch of storms move from east to west. And are we out of the woods yet? No, because this is another line of showers and storms from southwestern portions of Vermont all the way out to east of Albany, then for I-87 about 3 o'clock here, and then this line of showers move east to west here, and we expect eastern Massachusetts to get into the showers and thunderstorms by between the hours of 5:45 and 8 o'clock here. It'll be out of here by about 10 o'clock with a heating of the day here. Okay, take a look at the hazard weather outlook here. Day 2 for 7 Tuesday for Sunday. A few strong perhaps marginally severe thunderstorm material is possible Tuesday between 4 and 10 p.m. across western Massachusetts and northern Connecticut. The main threat is for very localized, strongly damaging wind gusts with hail as a secondary concern. Alright, 7-day forecast goes like this here. Tonight, patchy dense fog over us, Cascade about 53 degrees, southward about 6 miles an hour here. For Tuesday, showers and thunderstorms before 2 p.m. Then a slight chance of showers between 2 p.m. and 3 p.m. Patchy fog before 1 p.m. Minor 6-7 degrees at southwest with about 6 to 8 miles an hour. Chance of precipitation is 8%. New rain from about between a 10th quarter inch. Checks how much possible thunderstorms. Tuesday, slight chance of thunderstorms before 7 p.m. Then a slight chance of showers and thunderstorms between 7 p.m. and 11 p.m. Patchy fog between 9 p.m. and 3 a.m. Otherwise, Park Cascade, low about 52 degrees and southward with about 5 to 7 miles an hour. Chance of precipitation 20%. For Wednesday, both sun skies have about 6 and low about 40 degrees. West with about 6 to 10 miles with gusts as high as 25 miles an hour here. For Thursday, both sunny Park skies about 71 low about 47 degrees. For Friday, both sunny both coast skies about 74 low about 44 degrees. For Saturday, sunny both coast skies about 70 low about 44 degrees. For Sunday, both sunny skies about 76 low about 55 degrees. And for Monday Memorial Day, a chance of showers, both skies about 76 degrees and chance of precipitation 30%. Here's weather phrase of the night. Wet Tuesday in store. Peter Channel News Time, 11:17 time now for sports benefit this Monday night here. Hoi! The Tampa Bay Lightning tied the Eastern Conference Final Series at one game apiece with a 6-2 victory over the New York Rangers at Madison Square Garden tonight. Alright, take a look at Major League Baseball scores here in the bottom 8. Philadelphia Phillies leading the Colorado Rockies 4-1. Oakland Athletics lead the Houston Astros 2-1 in bottom 8. Bottom of the 14th. St. Louis Cardinals and New York Mets 1-1 the score. Toronto Blue Jays over the Los Angeles Angels 10-6. Milwaukee Brewers over the Detroit Tigers 3-2. Arizona Diamondbacks over the Miami Marlins 3-2. And the Chicago White Sox over the Cleveland Indians 2-1. Again, Chris Paul's been denied a trip to the Western Conference Finals despite dominating the first 4 games of the season, which were a 3-1 lead. Paul's Los Angeles Clippers lost the last 3 games to the Houston Rockets, including Sunday's decided in Game 7. The Miami Dolphins, as a practical matter, brought low the quarterback Ryan Tannehill with a 4-year contract extension have protected the upside of the prospect while retaining substantial flexibility should he not develop. In Santa Clara, California, when Justice Smith decided that his body won't let him perform up to his own lofty standards, he knew it was time to stop playing. The Philadelphia Flyers take a chance on college coach Dave Hextall. For a Monday night game against the Oakland Athletics, Houston Astros pitcher Lance McCullers Jr. down the last cleats he would need. Alvin Gentry could emerge as a front-runner vacant head coach job in the New Orleans Pelicans of the NBA. The New York Yankees received some expected bad news on Monday about one pitcher, but it was balanced somewhat by positive news regarding the most important pitcher as Yankees Chase Whitley to undergo surgery, but Masahiro Tanaka makes progress. The Red Sox bats were silent once again on Sunday in a 5-0 loss to the Seattle Mariners on Sunday as the Boston Red Sox who finished their 10-game road trip at 5-5 got a 1-for-22 performance from the top 6 hitters in their lineup. The Evanston Oilers are closing in on the next head coach, former San Jose Sharks coach Todd McLellan expected to be named the next coach of Oilers. All the deals not finalized yet. Chris Weidman's been out for less than a year, but there is discussion about doing an interim title while he was gone. Los Angeles Lakers guard Jordan Clarkson has been named to the National Basketball Association's All-Rookie First Team on Tuesday. which is today, here in America. In Independence, wow, Kyrie Irving has finished an anime post-practice shooting game of around the world with LeBron James quickly removing any doubt about his playing status for Game 1. And he said he's gonna play in Game number 1. And that's gonna be it for the Peter Jones 11 o'clock news on this late Monday night, May 18, 2015. Please have a good night. I'll see you tomorrow. Have a good night with a good positive attitude. Here